Wendell here downtown Corpus Christi, 418 People Street at the Furman Plaza. Here at RAD Studio, Suite 110. We got Felicia Gomez Simpson in the house, the CEO, CFO, and her husband, Sam Simpson, back over there just websiting, 3D, micromining. And today my special guest is Clifton Pope. That's P-O-P-E, y'all. That's right. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, Mr. Window. It's a pleasure to be on Wednesdays with Mr. Window, and we're going to share some words of wisdom in a very funny and a very clever way.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. Now, I understand. Now, Felicia brought you to my attention,
Yes.
and then I did some research about you that you have a place that is the Health, Fitness, and Wealth business enterprise that you have going on, you know, a young
Yes.
black man entrepreneur. And how old are you now?
I am 30 years old.
30 years old. 30, right there. Right there, what they call the prime, to find your destiny, what's going
Yes.
on right now. And your place of business at 5553 Greenwood Drive. Is that it, or do you have another spot?
That is where actually I will be hosting my meditation practice. That, and I also have another location, which will be A&C Fitness and Yoga. It is 4411 Galahar Road, right by the Walmart and Parkdale Plaza area.
Okay.
Yep.
44 in Galahar. Yeah, check that out. And go and give them a number. Can they contact you, though? Or,
Oh, yeah.
or people just can come up and just...
Yeah.
Well, what time does it start? Because you don't want people to come interrupt your meditation factor.
No, of course. The first meditation class is actually going to be next Tuesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. And you can contact myself at 361-765-4760 for more information on like the sessions, the classes, memberships, everything. I'll get you taken care of.
No, I love that. Now, what goals do you have coming up? What actually inspires you to do this type of thing that you have? Because I hear what wealth without work. Who says what's wealth?
What's wealth without work?
Yeah. What you got going there?
It's just my own personal journey as far as just asking myself the question: Is there that all there is, and is there more to it? And from there, it just kind of just dove into me just going on like my own little journey from within myself, and then from there, because of course I'm a pharmacy technician and I'm always constantly in the world of health and everything, and I'm looking at it one day and I thought to myself, is there more to it than just like, coming to the pharmacy, getting your medication, that kind of stuff? And I get it, it's for like serious issues, totally understandable, but let's give the doctors, nurses a break. And I'm trying to show people that you can heal yourself from within and basically be your own doctor and be your own victor versus the victim.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like that. Yeah, no, that's very good. And now you said we had talked earlier,
Yeah.
and you said at 18, that's when you found out what you wanted to do. You was glad to see that, then get out of your parents' house and see what you can do on your own,
Yes.
and what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And we just talked about, because I was talking about flashbacks.
Right.
And so that's what brought you up to, and I said, well, what were you 12 years ago? What were you doing? 12 years ago, and then that hit you right there at 18, and boom, tell me about that.
When I was 18 years old, I was fresh out of graduating from Moody High School, class of 2010, Moody Trojans, of course, and I was just in a place of just trying to find myself, and at the same time, I was just trying to be like any other 18-year-old, right? Hanging out, partying with their friends, doing things we probably weren't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And questioning how did we even make it past some of those nights we were out and about and stuff like that. And just, I was trying to be like my mom and my dad as far as trying to go in their career lane, since my mom is a nurse, and she's a registered nurse, started out working as a nurse in like the hospitals delivering babies, from working in dialysis to working as in the VA clinics to where she's actually a manager now, has her master's in nursing, the whole 9 yards. And my dad, he was a coach and a teacher with 2 degrees and stuff. Both graduated, of course, from University of Houston. That's how they met, got married. Of course, here I am.
Right.
And overall, it's like when they got their career paths established and everything, I was like, let me try going the nursing route like my mom. That didn't work out. tried going the kinesiology route and the teacher coach thing like my dad. That didn't work out. And then eventually, of course, unfortunately, I took the Kanye route and became a college dropout, going from job to job to job. And then one day my mom was like, you should try being a pharmacy technician. And at the time, it didn't click at the moment. But then fast forward to like 2016, it did. Went through the 9-month training program at Southern Careers Institute, became a pharmacy technician. Fast forward to like 2020, pandemic was starting and everything. And it led me to do a lot of thinking. And then the one thing a lot of people don't realize about what the origin of where health, fitness, wealth business started.
Yes.
It actually started when Kobe Bryant died.
Ah.
Yeah, because I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. He's like my favorite basketball player growing up, and I just loved his whole Mamba mentality and like his whole work ethic and how hard he worked and everything. And when he died, that's something just like sparked a fire into me to where it's like, I want to at least carry on not only his legacy, but make it into my own and kind of just keep that whole philosophy alive in honor of him. So
that's awesome, man. Then listening to you say that, I can feel your confidence. I see what inspire you from step to step. And the reason that you didn't want to give up, you didn't want to stop, you were willing to learn and just go ahead and just do that right thing.
It's
just
a learning
keep doing
process.
It's a learning process. That's how life is.
Yes.
And once you can get over, because you already know, when we talked about this earlier, just standing on the street corner, riding around, slinging dope, just ain't what's happening, man.
And I've seen plenty of people do that, and it's got them in very sticky situations.
Yeah, very sticky situations that they can't get out and they can't. Now, I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying that
they're good people.
They're good people. Just you get caught up because sometimes either you can be greedy, you can be too envious, you can be insecure. All those ways and factors. But what I like about you as a young man, black man, to go out there and say, hey, I'm not worried about that. That's not me. I can do this other avenues of life. And then the way that you see that. Now, since you are born and raised here and everything, what do you think about the bridge?
It's a very interesting, complex situation to where it's like, one moment, of course, they announced it to where it's like, hey, we're going to build a brand new bridge. And me personally, I like the Harbor Bridge the way that it is. It's something about it, like driving over it every time I would go to Houston growing up as a kid. It had like a special place in my heart because it was one of those pictures that you replay over and over back in your head as far as memories and stuff. And then when they announced that they were going to rebuild the bridge, my initial thought was like, okay, we'll see what happens with that and everything. But then I realized what they were doing as far as the whole process, as far as like tearing down people's neighborhoods to do it. And I'm just like, okay, now y'all are just going too far with all this. And then the whole ordeal with, of course, the city and the county, of course, having issues and then it not being stable enough to like people to drive on it and everything. It's like, so you announce it, then you tear up people's neighborhoods, tear up people's houses, the whole neighborhood down, almost particularly the very famous, like we were talking about.
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest
and Northside, yes.
Yes, they tore all that down, and they're like, oh, we're making great progress. Millions of dollars are being thrown into it, and then look where we are now. It's like nothing. I mean, they're kind of, sort of going in some sort of direction, but it's like, they just haven't gotten to their destination.
Yeah, well, that's a good assessment of that because my point of view, they should have went ahead and got the Lego masters, man, to help build it or something.
I'm saying.
Because, a lot of people say, the average lifespan of a bridge is 50 years. Okay. Then they bring in some people they weren't too sure about. Something happened. They just had a crossover, like a little crossover that collapsed. But you got all these people, you're digging in marshland. I don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out, but I know when you're drilling into water, water's going to come up somehow, and you really got to do a lot of things to it. I'm not an engineer, by far I'm not, and I didn't help none of those guys drilling. So the guys that are working, I don't blame them.
Right.
It's the people that just sitting there designing stuff. I don't know what the cause of what's going to happen later on because of course, we want larger ships. Cargo ships, oil tankers, because we want to wind out the base. You can't we can't wind out that base. You can dredge it out and all this dredge and all that gook is going to come back up, kill what we've been killing for decades and centuries in our waters, the things that's going on that I saw up on the news last night about how everything that we eat is plastic. And that's a big thing, and it's really sad when I saw that, because everything you imagine of all the years that you have these vessels out in the water, people dump their trash in the water. Now, paper material, you can go shred it, you can burn it, but they throw all that, so these animals are eating it. Everything is found with some type of plastic in them. That's the reason why people are going more vegan.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, you gotta just kind of watch anything now, because some things you might eat, and like you said, for as being a pharmacy tech, trying to do the health, business way for meditating, yoga, release that stress off of you. Don't get caught up in so much about things that might piss you off, but you gotta let that really go. Sometimes I don't want to let it go. I want to get back at that person. So how do you deal with that? As a young man, how do you deal with that when stress hits you like that? Some people that you don't want to deal with, and I know it's kind of hard. Some people got to deal with to do business sometimes.
Dealing with stress is a challenge. It really is. But at the same time, I look at crisis more as like an opportunity, because it's a fresh new opportunity to where you can look at a situation and kind of weigh out the pros and the cons and say, well, if I do this, this is going to happen, or if I do that, this is what's going to happen. And I look at it kind of like a puzzle, right? It's like putting pieces of a puzzle together to where you can paint the perfect picture of any kind of situation that you're currently in.
Okay, I like that.
So I look at it more as like a challenge, and I look at it as an opportunity to solve another puzzle and find the right pieces for it.
I like that. And see, that's very, simple when you put it that way, but you got to work at it every day.
Exactly.
You got to work at it every day. You got to be that stand-up person sometimes that for you, if you got to get out, go work, go to another job, have your own job, have your entrepreneurship, people that believe in you, and they confide in you, You can't go around telling those people, anybody else, their business. That's between you and that person.
Yeah.
So you feel that you have this, and when people help you, now your parents are still living, correct? So
yes, they are.
You have them to go and ask them for advice, whether mom or together, mom and dad, or individually, and that's a good thing. So definitely, that's pretty awesome, man. And I can look at it now that your goals coming up each day is the goal for you to try to be a better person each day.
The best version.
The best version. I like
myself that I can be.
Right.
Be the best that I can be, and be all that I can be.
Yeah.
Which is truly me.
Yeah, and that is truly awesome. Because you talk about what you do, how you perceive, how you want yourself to look in somebody else's eyes. Not that it really matters, but it does in a way. And it makes you feel like, what can I do better? How can I be a better person each day to make the next person better? Because my thing is, I don't hate on anybody, man. Yeah. I'm going to follow you, uplift you. Now, I'm going to ask you this question for the young man. Have you run across people that have been suicidal your age or younger than you, within these past years that you've been here on this earth?
Well, it's a funny story. I had someone who I used to work with that was going through like a major kind of like anxiety type of issue, and this kind of goes back to the whole selling dope in the streets isn't going to get you anywhere type of thing. So they asked me if I knew somebody who had Xanax pills. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to help you out by saying, hey, you don't really have to go down that route. If you need someone to where if you want to meditate or something, I can help you out with that. We can do I can get you a personal one-on-one session right here, right now. And they were kind of a little bit hesitant at first, but at the same time, I was like, fine. You know what? I can't force it on you, but you know where to find me. I'm just a call or a text message away. And I remember that they heart the message as far as like, hey, I'll remember that and I'll keep your word for it. So not necessarily suicidal, but more like an anxiety attack.
Anxiety, depressed, a little bit.
That could have trended towards a suicidal thoughts.
Right,
it's a step-by-step process towards getting there.
And there's quite a few people that I know, younger myself, and I can understand how young people can feel about even growing up. I didn't have it, but I feel like, man, what is my purpose? And then I had to figure that actually, as I got older, it starts with me. You know, I got to be that better person that I can be. You know, because I thought about it so. Now I can't shoot myself. I'm not jumping off the Harbor Bridge. I ain't doing that. You know, I'm not trying to do anything like that. I figured that if it came down, you harm my kids and my grandkids, that might be like a different situation. But you have to deal with it. But it's that breaking point that you probably don't have to get so difficult. Just have to relax. That's for that meditation. It's really good.
Yes.
Now I mentioned y'all said about last night. You went to the exchange last night with Tina LaCucina and the Common Crew with Devin Venice. They have Michelle Cantu, Brandon Dolly. You know, Shaky J. Tina hosted, and they had Anna Ramirez, the one sales lady. You know, she's something, you remember her. Well, she's something else, ain't she? Yeah. All of them are really good, right? And,
yes. It makes me realize that, hey, Corpus Christi actually has some very underrated comedians within the scene. And it's like, when I saw that when I went with my lovely girlfriend last night, and most importantly, shout out to Brianna Davis with Esperanza de Tejas for the invite, most importantly. But when I went there, I was like, wow, we were really laughing, having a good time. And it was like,
that's good.
It was all positive vibes, although there was one situation that was a little bit awkward, but that comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Well, the situation that happened, of course, you know, me just being by the bar, just chilling out and stuff, I did notice a little bit of a tension, of course. Ironically enough, it involved some random white guy and some lady. I guess they were going back and forth about something. I don't know what it was, but it got a little bit tense. And next thing I know, people were circling up, and I'm just looking like, is this really happening right now, or am I just tripping? And I'm like, we're on a comedy show. We should be here to laugh and have fun and spread peace, love, positivity in a very funny and clever way. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like, you could just get out of here with all that. It's just your negative energy is sucking all the positive energy out of the room.
Wow.
So it's like,
well,
other than that, it was a very great night, and definitely go check out the Exchange anytime they have comedy shows. I personally recommend.
Well, so far it seems that the last Tuesday every month, you know, they have it there.
For a year.
Yeah, and she's been doing it. Tina LaCucina's been doing an awesome job there.
Tonight,
Tina LaCucina got us. Yes, sir. Tina LaCucina, that's my girl there. You know.
And she's also in the Crossroads.
Oh yeah, she's in the Crossroads with Lake Trevino and Gemini. They had a great show there at the Gemini. Oh yeah. You know, they had Sean Miller, Michelle Cantu was there, and who else did they have there? Lake Trevino.
Cousin Berto.
Yeah, Cousin Berto. Wow. Oh my man, Cousin Berto. Man, but it's always good. Tonight, open mic at Sal's Bronx Pizza. You know, John Roman and his crew, Brandon Dolly and their crew, they be going out there. And tomorrow night downtown here, Mesquite Street, for their last open mic of the year, I'm going to come down here and chop it up. And, you know, it's really good that a lot of things are happening for those who drink. Better make sure you get your liquor, your beer, and your wine December the 30th. Don't try to go to 31st. Don't try to go to 1st. And you can't even go to 2nd. You're going to have to wait till 10 o'clock. Tuesday morning on the 30th, get you something to drink. If you think I'm lying, Google it. This is only the state of Texas, y'all. Only the state of Texas.
It's always the state of Texas that has the most strictest and most complicated laws. Oh, wow.
I think for Christmas for my brother. So
now, you know, you know, I really like this, that you have really brought inspiration to me today. You know, and I really love that sport. A young man keeps from going, and when you can inspire me, you know. I know, but I want to give a shout out to some people that have been on, you know, my podcast. I really do. You came in here, you hooked it up, the last one of the year, and I appreciate that, you know.
Yes, of course,
and I got Tina LaCucina, Aaron Carranza, Blake Trevino, Mary Garcia, Roland Spamalot, Ben Mann, Jen De La Fuente, Deborah Scott Brown, Taryn De La Rosa.
Shout out Taryn.
Jan Brashears Brock, Sarah L. Jackson, Bill Eves, Hank Harrison, Logan On Air, Councilman Ben Molina, Daniel Pena from C.C. Wells, Renee Pena from Panacea, J.J. Sweat, Danielle Torres, Brianna Gonzalez from Mesquite Street, Lito Cortez, Gary Anthony Gomez, your dad, Sin Fed, my game warden buddy Joe Frutiger, and my late great senior chief of 23 years, Jimmy Ross Sturgeon, Carlos Cavazos, Jennifer Regal, and I really couldn't do it without Felicia Gomez Simpson and the husband Sam for letting me come interrupt their time and effort and everything that's been going on, being positive about a lot of things right now.
We're all connected within the Rad Octopus.
Yeah, the Rad
See what we're doing there?
R-A-D.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, and
Shout out
it's
to
really
Felicia.
good. Yeah, and it's really good because she's a go-getter.
Yeah.
And, for ladies, anytime you come down here, you want to check out her beauty room. Oh, my goodness. What I like about it is so comfortable. Every female I know that came here, they just fell in love with her beauty room. It's really comfortable and everything to them. One thing I like, she's not like a baker with it. She don't put it all on her face. Just real light and sweet, and stuff like that is really cool. I mean, guys, I think if you laid your shoulder up on her, you won't get no residue on it. That's how I feel about it. If you do, oh well.
To sum it all up, it's the best version of a woman's touch.
Yeah.
She symbolizes that.
Now, before we really close, Melissa and David Love with CC Wills, David Pena, they had a tragic accident with his house being burned down and everything like that from CC Wells. And so January the 15th, they're going to have donations. They're going to have 3 spots open up where you can go get some really good food and just help out because he's a go-getter, man. You know what I'm saying? And he had 3 locations. This is going to be from Sunday, January the 15th. From 11 till they sold out. The 3 spots you got is at the Red Boat Seafood and More at 4201 Leopard. Okay. Then you're going to have the Exodus Music Lounge at 3215 Ayers. And then, of course, at 6315 CC Weldon McArdle. This is January the 15th, 11 till they sold out. They all going to have different types of food there. So if you can, check them out. Follow them on this page and everything and see what's going on and see if you can't help out for a really good cause. And once again, if I left out anybody, but I do want people to know that if you would love to be on my podcast, chop it up with me. I would love, Javi Luna, I'm after you, Rob Zilla, Brandon Dolly, Jeremy Wells. and so many more that I want to hook up with, to just come out and holler at me. It's all a good thing. Any of you pastor preachers out there, Tom Tarver, guys that, come on, I'm with you, If you're an atheist, come on, I want to see what you're talking about. But I want you to thank you once again, Clifton Pope.
Of course, man.
Thank you very, very much. Thank y'all once again. Rad Octopus. My name is Mr. Wendell. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I got to do the lightning round questions. We got to do the lightning round questions. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Here we go. My bad.
Yeah, these are from Jennifer. So
Yeah, these from Jennifer Regal. Yeah.
No, we're good.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color, red.
Have you ever been arrested?
Yes.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Baseball or football?
Football.
Where are your car keys?
In my pocket.
Who's your favorite comedian?
Dave Chappelle.
Beef or chicken?
That's a good one. Shoot. Beef.
What's your favorite drink?
Strawberry lemonade.
Circumcised or uncircumcised?
Circumcised or uncircumcised? Circumcised?
Chocolate or strawberry?
Strawberry.
Naughty or nice?
I suppose we all have a little bit of naughty in us.
What actor would you want to play you in a movie or show?
What actor would I want to play me in a movie and a show? Ooh. That's a good question. This would be an interesting one. Martin Lawrence.
Okay. Red or blue?
Red.
Chinese or Mexican?
Damn. I love you, baby. Mexican.
Toilet paper or a bidet?
What? Say that again. Toilet paper.
Or a bidet, the one that comes up under the water.
Toilet paper. I don't even know what the other one is.
Bidets, wonderful.
Okay, gotcha.
Bongs or blunts? Vodka or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Gay club or bar?
Bar?
Flies or mosquitoes?
Honestly, neither. But if I had to pick, flies.
Penis or vagina?
What?
Penis or vagina?
Penis or vagina? As far as
Like it's just penis or vagina?
vagina.
Stairmaster or treadmill?
Stairmaster.
Solid, liquid, or gas?
Solid, liquid, or gas? Liquid.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Top or bottom?
Top.
Popcorn or pickles?
Popcorn.
Chicken nuggets or French fries?
Chicken nuggets or French fries? French fries.
Natural, trimmed, or bald?
Trimmed.
How old is Mr. Wendell?
How old is Mr. Wendell? Damn. I'm probably gonna be off on this. Early 50s.
Well, that's pretty good because, I gave you a hint because I said I went back 12 years and when I was 55, so I'm 67. It's all good. It's all good. Well, once
You don't
again,
look like you're
yeah,
67.
I
You look
appreciate
like
it.
you're 57.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Clifton Pope. Thank you. Once again, y'all. Well, I'll see you in the coming year. January the 4th, be back on with hopefully Pearl Racino.
Shout out
So,
Pearl Brasino, by the way.
oh, so I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Toodaloo.